You're gonna buckle in because we're gonna watch this. It's about 20 to 30 minutes long. We may jump around a little bit, but it kind of shows his reaction to a former fan. Now, this was the one I took the nuanced approach on and said, yeah, it's a little weird. This guy's got some kind of a awkward parasocial relationship. He's trying to get going with Rekieta. It's getting a little. It's weird, and it's understandable. It's weird, but Rekieta's reaction to it was also strange. He's taking a man at his lowest point in life and using it as a punchline. Using his wanting to commit suicide essentially to mock him, because why? He's upset.
Some of these Kiwi farmers, some of these commentators. Here we go. This is fun. Not only.
Also, do you notice his demeanor? All right, kind of compared to even earlier clips where even the licking the bottle thing, where he's talking about licking the bottle. I mean, just physically you can see it. He's a little bit gaunt, a little pallid. Eyes are a bit sunken. That's where the ozamic, diabetes med thing came on. Is he trying to lose weight? Is there like a drug thing going on? Cirrhosis thing going on? Well, now we know what it is. It's Coke. But you can see it. He's slurring his words. I mean, this is what his streams became. He used to be a very energetic guy. He'd read legal documents, make jokes, had a good rapport going on, did the unbreaded thing, did the trials with Rittenhouse and Johnny Depp, had a cycling in and out guests nonstop, very fast in response. But you can kind of see he kind of starts to get a little slower on the uptake. He's not as fast as he was, slurring his words a bit more and more. You can just tell if you've ever been around a drunk or drug addict. You pick that vibe up easily.
Some of these Kiwi farmers, some of these commentators. Here we go. This is fun. Not only do I know them, do I know their failures? Do I know their social security checks? Do I know their inability to even contact their own family for help? Do I know their desire to leave their own state? Oh, man. I cannot fucking imagine being in the place that this man is, that he has to go to a YouTube streamer to beg for a shred of attention. Say, please, Rackets, I love you. Oh, man. Begging is embarrassing. I love you. My family hates me. I can't get a job. I'm so mentally handicapped. I can't do anything. And my name is John. All I want to do, I want to die. I want to put a bullet in my mouth, but I can't afford a gun.
This, by the way, give you a little background context. I'm fairly certain everybody knows who John is, but I'm just going to leave it as John. It's somebody who was a big fan of his in his locals. To be fair, to give you the whole background, who slowly over time started to get just upset with how Rackets was behaving. And apparently before that happened, he'd gone to Nick and basically said, my life's shit. Nothing's working out. I don't have any friends or family or support. I'm very depressed and I'm going to kill myself. And I don't know what to do. And you're the only person I can think of to reach out to. And again, it's a little weird. It's parasocial in its nature. But Nick has a conversation with him and, gets him some help. And then later on, this guy starts to get kind of disgusted with how Nick is acting and starts talking shit. And Nick gets upset. He's like, I helped you out when you were in your lowest point. But instead of, saying it bluntly like that, like, hey, this guy's an asshole. I helped him out when he was at his lowest point. Now he's kind of talking shit about me, or keeping it private and having that conversation. He gets shit-faced drunk and does this, which is going to be 30 minutes of him mocking a guy for wanting to kill himself.
Texting me this, by the way. Like, hey, holy shit, brother, you want to kill yourself? Like, that's not good. No, I deserve to die. Well, I mean, probably, but seriously, no, that's not good. Can you buy an Uber and go to the hospital? No, I can't afford an Uber. You can't afford an Uber? Like $8. You can't afford one. Why? I'm on Social Security because we use some piece of shit. But I'm so successful. Oh, man, that's fucking embarrassing. Man, that is embarrassing, right? I'm such a piece of shit. My family hates me. Nobody loves me. I'm just going to kill myself. You're messaging me. You're texting a fucking YouTuber. Oh my God, man, that's embarrassing. Right, John? You're texting me. And I say, I'm like, holy shit, please don't kill yourself. First of all, you can't afford the bullets. You've already expressed that. You can't afford the Hardys that would kill you either. You're just you. You're just a useless pile of garbage. You can't afford an Uber to the hospital. You're texting me, begging me, please. Oh, man, I'm spiraling. Don't kill me. Don't let me kill myself. I'm like, why? First of all, I can't control you from killing yourself. Only you can do that, brother. Have you tried calling 911? No, I can't spell. I'm Korean. Literally just 911. No. How far are you from the hospital? 4 miles. Why don't you walk towards the hospital and then call 911, tell them where you're walking? Because you cannot do it. Oh my God, man. This is embarrassing. You can't get to the hospital. But you buy a limo or a private jet to the hospital like a normal middle-class person. They're like, oh, I can't make it to middle class. I have crippling disabilities and anxieties. I love you, though. I love
you. You can feel, right? Can you feel the vitriol, chat? Kind of that anger bubbling underneath the surface. Like, this isn't somebody that's addressing a small betrayal. He's very angry. Now, the liquor has kind of tempered it a bit, but he's throwing in more and more details, trying to kind of undercut him as much as he can. Now, we're only 3 minutes into this. He goes on for 30 minutes about this. And again, it's because this particular person, John, whatever, is also somebody who's on Kiwi Farms, and he really is upset with Kiwi Farms. He's upset with Josh, and he's upset with the thread that exists on Kiwi Farms about him. So it's like this ultimate betrayal to him, but he's going to go on and on and on and on about this.
You're the greatest streamer of all time. You're the fucking best streamer ever. Oh my God. I love you. Please teach me how to do life. Like, I can't teach you how to do life because you're retarded. But what I can teach you right now is that you probably shouldn't kill yourself. Now, this is taken away from my life, my evening, and my wife and children, in my normal middle class, upper middle class home with real things. And I'm talking to a fucking retard, a literal, goddamn, by definition, suicidal retard. And all I'm trying to do in this entire world is save this person's life. Save this person's life from the most dangerous person they have. Right, John? Right, John? Right, John? Were you walking to that hospital? No, you weren't. Were you, John? You were sitting in your shitty Section 8 apartment that you could not fucking pay for because you can't hold a job. And your relatives all told you were an embarrassing reject.
Now, I want you to look at the juxtaposition we have here. As Nick is telling you this story about how he tried to save this guy's life, which is a noble thing. You know, this guy's, he's down bad. He wants to kill himself because his life is shit. Now, as Nick is telling you that story about how he saved this guy who has a shit life, he's making sure to emphasize how shit that life is. Basically coaxing him into trying to do it again. Hey, John, remember when I saved you from trying to kill yourself because everything you touch turns to shit? Hey, John, remember the fact that you're poor? Hey, John, remember you can't hold a job, nobody loves you? Hey, John, you remember the fact that everything is terrible and you really have no reason to exist anymore? And I saved your life, but those things are still true, John.
And disowned you. And the only option, your emergency contact at the fucking hospital, John, right, John? Was a YouTube streamer. You paid to be your friend. The YouTube streamer you paid to be your friend. Now, John, what happens in most cases when you pay someone to be your friend and then you tell that person, right, John? Tell the person, holy shit, I'm going to end it all. What do they say? What does the person you pay to be your friend say? Say, sorry, brother, I don't know how to help you. What do they say? Hey, John, here's my personal phone number. I hate you're doing this, John.
So he goes on at length about this. This is the Dear John video. And I bring it up because I think it kind of highlights when the drinking started taking over more. I'm not here to try to give you how do you deal with somebody you have no idea who they are on the internet or some weird parasocial shit. Again, it's nuanced. It is. Um, but this is not something Nick Rekieta of 2 years ago would have done. He wouldn't have gotten shit-faced drunk and talked incessantly about how shit this person is and about how suicidal they were and how fucked up they are and what a worthless sack of shit they are. He just wouldn't have done it. He would have done something else. He would have reached out, or maybe he would have unloaded on them, but he would have done it in a better way. And I think it kind of highlights, like I said, that escalation, right? That acceleration that took place over the last year, where you can kind of see like the alcohol and the other shit kind of coming in. I mean, he went from a guy with a stable, normal life to somebody that's drinking more and more, getting drunk on stream, missing streams, apparently, allegedly doing drugs, based on a police report of finding drugs in the house. Can't say they're his. We don't know 100%. But the police saying, oh, the wounds on his arms look like track marks. His behavior's erratic. He's lost weight. The way he looks, the way he acts, kind of seems like somebody doing drugs. So, I mean, it's a fair guess. And then, engaging in risky sexual behavior that's already led to a dude's marriage disintegrating. And I can't say that that the rackets are responsible for that. Maybe Aaron and April hate each other and they never got along and they were going to get divorced anyway. But having a throuple relationship probably didn't fucking help. And if you listen to Aaron in that one clip where he's talking about, Nick's doing all these rails, he's snorting big fucking lines, and now my wife's doing the same shit. It feels like, he's saying, hey, this guy was a bad fucking influence. This was a guy that didn't give a shit and was a bad influence on her and made a problem even worse. So, you've got all this erratic behavior that's being fueled by, activities and behaviors that aren't fucking cohesive to a good, happy lifestyle. And it gets worse and worse. And this is one of those examples.